There'll be some that'll say, I believe, but I also know there's a threat, but I'm going to channel the technology threat and I'm going to evolve and I'm going to emerge as something 1,000x better than anybody could conceive. And that's a beautiful story.
So speaking of strong foundations, you have 10 rules for young adults building a strong foundation for their life and career. And you've talked about 2 of them here, which is focusing your energy and not chasing every good idea.
Yeah.
The second one was guard your time. The third one is train your mind. And with that, you've got train your body.
You know, the funny story of that is I was invited to a cocktail party of a billionaire on the French Riviera in a beautiful home. And I showed up and I walked into the party thinking I was going to hang out. And another billionaire showed up and he said, you know, Mike, I just had twins, a boy and a girl. And I'm walking around asking all of my friends for advice for them. And I want you to write some advice for them that I can give to them on their 21st birthday. And he's got this book where he's actually collecting advice for his children to give them on their 21st birthday as young adults. So I sit down and I think, and I'm like, focus your mind, guard your time, and train your mind. You got to learn something, right? You got to learn reading, writing, arithmetic. You have to actually develop a cultured base. So it's like get an education and then train your body. Because if you're weak, you're not going to make it, right? You're not going to survive. And then think for yourself. Everybody in the world wants to program you to believe to do something they want you to do. And you have to have the presence of mind to think, that's not right. Just because everybody that I know and famous, rich, and beautiful people tell me it's right doesn't make it right. You need to decide, think for yourself. And then curate your friends. Because you become who you surround yourself with. And if you surround yourself with positive, inspirational, talented people, you'll be the best version of yourself. And if you surround yourself with negative, cynical, failing people, they're going to want you to fail, or they're not going to inspire you to succeed, and they'll bring you down. And so after curate your friends, curate your environment, right? Make it a happy place where you can work or you can live. And, the world didn't say you had to be in the dark in an ugly situation. And after that, keep your promises. At the end of the day, people remember if you didn't keep your promise. So you tell someone you're going to do something, do it, right? If you keep your promises, you'll find those are the people that invest in you. They uplift you. They make you successful. They may be the difference between life and death, or the difference between success and failure for you. And ultimately, we're all in relationships with each other, right? And no one is so powerful that they can afford to take anybody else for granted. We all need each other. And finally, stay cheerful and constructive. It doesn't matter whether bad things happen. The point is people want to come to work with someone that's cheerful and happy and constructive. They want to be in a relationship with that person. All of those are just basic principles to get through life. And then the final point is upgrade the world. If you have a plan, if you're on a mission to upgrade the world, you're going to feel better about yourself. You get up every day, you have a mission, you have something to do. What is my mission? I'm preaching the gospel of digital empowerment, right? Satoshi created this economic property right. He gave economic empowerment to 8 billion people for the first time in human history. And we created the world's first perfect money. We created, digital energy, digital matter, digital property, right? We can be 1,000x more as humans with technology than we were. I look through all human history and I see it's a story of misery. Why do people die? Lack of clean water, lack of clean air, lack of clean food, lack of clean money. What do we want? We want to live forever. We want to live happily forever.
Do you want to live forever?
I want to live as long as I can live, constructively and make a contribution. If I can be engaged and vital, then yeah, at the point that I can no longer make a contribution, then I will move on gracefully.
But if there was a button in front of you now and the button pressing it guaranteed you immortality, would you press it?
I think so. I suppose so.
Why aren't you then committing more of your efforts to longevity? People ask Elon the same question.
I think there's 8 billion people on the planet, and there are many people that I respect that are much more qualified to pursue that mission than me.